Have you ever caught yourself in the bathroom, staring at your reflection, wondering quietly, is this just part of getting older? The stream's slower. The urge comes more often. Sometimes you feel like you've just gone, and yet the pressure returns. And then there's that one moment after you finish peeing when you stand there for a second longer, waiting, unsure if you're truly done. Some days you are. Other days, not quite done. It's the kind of thing most men don't talk about. We shrug it off. Must be age, we say. Or we blame the weather, the coffee, maybe the stress. But deep down, there's a quiet worry. A voice asking, is this normal? Or worse, is something wrong? If that sounds like you, I want you to know this. You're not alone. And no, this isn't just about aging. In fact, there's something many men do after they pee, without thinking twice, that could be making things much worse. You see, as we age, our bodies become more sensitive to habits we once thought were harmless. Especially our prostate. That small walnut-sized gland tucked beneath the bladder. It may be tiny, but its role is mighty. It helps us control our flow, our strength, even our comfort. And when it gets irritated or inflamed, when it becomes enlarged, it starts speaking to us. Not with words, but with symptoms, slower streams, frequent urges, that nagging feeling of not being fully empty. And here's the surprising part. For many men, what we do right after we pee is quietly contributing to the problem. It's not about how often you go, or even how much you drink. It's what happens after in that 5 to 10 seconds once you're done. Some men strain again. Others give a little push to make sure it's all out. Some shake. Some wiggle. Some hold their breath while doing so. What seems like a harmless habit is actually increasing internal pressure, especially on a prostate that may already be inflamed or enlarged. Dr. Henry Caldwell, a renowned urologist with over 30 years of experience, once told a patient of his, "What you do after urination tells me more about your long-term prostate health than any scan." That statement surprised many people, but it's rooted in truth. Because it's in that moment, when the body should relax, that we often force it into tension. Imagine this. You're in your late 60s. You've lived a full life, work, family, grandkids. You've built a rhythm, a routine. And part of that includes bathroom habits you've done for decades. But one day, they don't feel the same. There's hesitation, a little discomfort, maybe a small burning. You brush it off. But over time, it returns again and again. Then one evening, after dinner, you go to the bathroom and notice it takes longer than usual. You think you're done. But then, a drop. Then, another. So you push. You tighten. Just a little. You tell yourself, let me finish properly. What you don't realize is that gentle push might be aggravating your pelvic floor muscles. It might be sending pressure to your already sensitive prostate. And over time, it builds into a pattern of micro-trauma, a slow but steady wear and tear that worsens symptoms. It's not your fault. No one teaches us this. No one explains that even the smallest daily behaviors, especially with something as routine as peeing, can impact your health down the line. But today, you're hearing it. And that's the gift of wisdom. It's not just what we learn when we're young. It's what we begin to unlearn as we grow older. In this video, I want to take you on a gentle journey. Not with fear, not with judgment, but with care. Because your body deserves peace, not pressure. Especially in moments meant for release, not resistance. We'll talk about the exact things you should avoid after urination. Things that might seem small, but carry long-term consequences. We'll uncover gentle practices that support your prostate instead of straining it. And most importantly, I'll share stories, real ones, from men who made small shifts and experienced big changes. Not overnight, but slowly, quietly, consistently. You might be surprised how much relief is possible with a little knowledge and a little kindness to your own body. So if you've ever left the bathroom wondering why it doesn't feel quite right anymore, if you've ever sat down for dinner and found yourself excusing yourself to the restroom more often than before, if you've ever felt like your confidence is quietly slipping away with every bathroom trip, then stay with me. Because in the next part of this video, we'll gently uncover the specific habits after urination that may be hurting your prostate without you knowing, and what to do instead. Starting today, it's never too late to listen to your body in a new way. And when you do, your prostate will thank you. Let's take a closer look now at the quiet habits, the ones that slip into our routine without notice. The ones that seem harmless, even logical, but slowly chip away at our comfort, our ease, and in some cases, our dignity. Because the truth is, most of us were never taught how to take care of our prostate. No one pulled us aside at 50 and said, "Hey, by the way, what you do in the bathroom matters." It wasn't part of the talk. We learned about shaving, about strength, about success. But we never learned how to listen when our bodies whispered, instead of waiting until they screamed. So today, let's begin with the most common silent mistake. Straining at the end of urination. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Just a little push, a gentle pressure on the lower abdomen to make sure everything's out. Some men even press below the navel or tighten the lower belly muscles, hoping to feel completely emptied. But here's what's really happening inside your body. Your bladder is a muscular organ. It contracts naturally to push out urine. The prostate, located just beneath it, sits like a gateway around the urethra. When the prostate becomes enlarged, which it often does with age, that passage narrows. The bladder has to work harder. And when we add extra pressure with straining, when we override the natural contraction with force, we cause unnecessary tension in the pelvic floor and increase intra-abdominal pressure. Over time, this can lead to incomplete emptying, irritation, and even long-term damage to the bladder walls. It's like pressing on a garden hose that's already kinked. You're not helping the water flow. You're just pushing more force against the resistance. Dr. Henry Caldwell, whom we mentioned earlier, once compared it to driving with the parking brakes slightly engaged. You can move, sure, but not without wearing out the system faster than it was designed to handle. Instead of straining, the best thing you can do after urinating is nothing. Simply wait. Stand or sit still for a moment. Breathe. Give your body the grace to finish its job naturally. Let gravity and your internal muscles complete the process without interruption. One of Dr. Caldwell's elderly patients, a 73-year-old named Walter, shared a powerful experience. For decades, Walter had pushed at the end of urination. It wasn't something he thought about, it was just how he did things. But as his symptoms worsened, he began to feel frustrated. "I used to feel clean after I peed," he said. "Now I just feel like it's never done." Dr. Caldwell gently asked him to try something new. Do nothing. Just breathe. Wait 10 seconds. Don't push. Don't tense. Walter said it felt awkward at first, like standing still was somehow unnatural. But within weeks, his urgency episodes reduced. His flow improved slightly. And more than anything, his confidence returned. Because he wasn't fighting his body anymore. He was cooperating with it. Another habit we often overlook is the post-pee shake, especially among men. It's so common it almost feels like second nature. Shake once, twice, sometimes more. Some men shake vigorously. Others even bend or hop slightly to get it all out. Again, the intention is understandable. We want to avoid leaks. No one wants to leave the bathroom and notice a small damp patch as they walk away. But this shaking, especially when done with force or repeated intensity, can actually irritate the urethra. It may stimulate the very dribbling we hope to avoid. Think of it like sloshing the last drops out of a cup. You might get a bit more out, but you also risk splattering, mess, or over time weakening the structure that holds the liquid in. Instead, try gently pressing a piece of tissue at the tip of the urethra and wait a few seconds. No need to shake, no need to rush. In those few extra moments, your body can do what it was designed to do. It's not about making it perfect, it's about making it peaceful. Then there's breath holding, another subtle but harmful habit. Many of us, especially when we're trying to finish quickly, unconsciously hold our breath. But this, too, adds pressure. Holding your breath while pushing activates the Valsalva maneuver, something doctors sometimes use in emergencies, but shouldn't be a daily reflex. When you hold your breath and push, you're increasing pressure in the chest and abdomen. This doesn't help the bladder, it burdens it. Worse yet, it sends tension to the heart and brain. And in older adults, especially those with heart or vascular conditions, this pressure spike can be dangerous. Breathing slowly, fully, and calmly is not just a relaxation tool. It's a support system for your organs. When your breath is at ease, your nervous system is more balanced. Your bladder and pelvic muscles relax. The flow is better. And so is the recovery. Let's talk, too, about rushing. So many of us have spent our lives in a hurry. Get in, get out. In our careers, in our routines, even in the restroom. But with age, rushing becomes a hidden thief. It steals safety. It steals awareness. It steals the body's rhythm. Older men who rush through bathroom routines often overlook warning signs. They may not notice if their stream is thinner, if the force is weaker, if the bladder still feels full afterward. They're too focused on moving on, instead of checking in. Here's something I'd love for you to try, if you haven't already. The next time you go to the bathroom, imagine it's not just a routine, but a check-in. A quiet moment between you and your body. You're not just emptying your bladder. You're listening. You're learning. You're carrying. Sit. If standing feels tiring, take your time. Don't scroll on your phone. Don't think about your to-do list. Just be there, for those few minutes, with yourself. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Notice how your body moves, how it finishes, how it feels afterward. You may be surprised how much your body tells you when you actually pause to listen. One more thing, something that often gets missed in conversations like this, is hydration. Timing. Many men, fearful of nighttime urination, begin cutting back on fluids entirely. But dehydration can make urine more concentrated and irritating to the bladder and prostate. That burning sensation? That discomfort? Sometimes it's simply the result of urine that's too acidic or dark due to lack of water. Rather than cutting water completely, consider this. Drink most of your fluids earlier in the day. After 6 or 7 p.m., slow down. That way, your body stays hydrated, but your bladder isn't overly full at bedtime. Simple, gentle, respectful, to your rhythm. None of this is about controlling your body. It's about cooperating with it. And when you begin to do that, when you treat each urination not as a race, not as a chore, but as a quiet act of care, you begin to notice change. Not instantly, not dramatically, but slowly, deeply, meaningfully. You may start to feel more comfortable. You may sleep better at night. You may regain a sense of dignity that every man deserves, no matter his age. And maybe, just maybe, you'll begin to feel like your body is no longer something you have to manage, but something you get to care for. In the final part of this video, I want to leave you with a few reflections. A kind of closing whisper from one man to another. Not about fear, but about strength. The quiet kind. The kind that grows when we choose to listen, to change, and to be gentle with ourselves. Let's take that step together. Aging is not a problem to be solved. It is a journey to be honored. By the time a man reaches 60, 70, even 80 years old, he has already fought countless quiet battles. Some were seen by others, career challenges, family burdens, health scares, but many were fought in silence. Like the changes that come with getting older. The loss of strength, the slowing down, the vulnerability we don't always admit, especially when it comes to our own bodies. And yet, here you are, still listening, still learning, still showing up for yourself. That alone is a sign of deep wisdom. You see, there's no shame in change. No shame in needing to slow down. In fact, recognizing those shifts and responding to them with care instead of fear is one of the greatest strengths a man can possess. So today, we talk not just about urination, not just about the prostate, but about self-respect, about the quiet power of paying attention to the little things, the moments after we pee, the breath we forget to take, the urge to rush and the decision not to, because those little acts, they become the foundation of something much bigger, dignity. If there's one message I hope you carry from this video, it's this. You are not weak for needing to do things differently now. You are wise for choosing to. And if someone ever told you that these struggles make you less of a man, I want you to know they were wrong. The truth is, this chapter of life might be your most powerful one yet. Not because of what you can do, but because of how you choose to live, with thoughtfulness, with gentleness, with intention. So take care of your body. Take care of your prostate, but also take care of your spirit. It deserves just as much kindness. If this video helped you, even in a small way, I'd be honored if you shared it with someone else. A friend, a brother, a father, a husband. Because this wisdom isn't meant to be kept quiet. It's meant to be passed on. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel. We create videos like this to support you, to walk alongside you, and to remind you that you are not alone. There's a whole community here. And we're listening. Thank you for being here today. May you feel lightness where there was once tension. May you feel peace where there was once pressure. And may your days ahead be filled with strength, with calm, and with the quiet joy of being fully present in your own life. Until next time, take care of yourself. Truly, we'll be right here when you're ready to come back.